last video I posted was 3 days ago, and I do apologize for all the movement in this video. As you can see, I am driving and I am holding my phone in my hand because the car mount has decided today that it does not want to cooperate with me, which is fine because I can always pivot. So the reason why I have not been posting as consistently this week is because I haven't been feeling like myself. For those of you that have been here long enough, you would have known that there was a period of time last year that I went MIA for about 5 months. And I'm not sure if I really shared here why I went MIA. I know I touched on it a little bit in some videos on my personal page, but I can't really remember if I shared it here. I know I didn't do a whole full-fledged video because I was contemplating back and forth if I wanted to do that, and then I was like, nah, I'm not going to. But I think I may have mentioned it in a video or two. But if you're new here and if I didn't do that, then let me just rip the band-aid off and say that the reason that I went MIA last year was because I was dealing with what my therapist categorized as moderately severe depression. And let's be clear, I'm not sharing this because I'm looking for empathy or pity or because I'm trying to put my business out there. That's not what this is. I am sharing this because I believe that God blessed me with a platform, and in blessing me with this platform, especially because of what my platform represents and who my platform is intended to target, I feel like I have a responsibility to be transparent when it comes to certain things, because from a spiritual standpoint, I do believe that my experiences are really not just for my own personal benefit, right? I believe that in God blessing me with this platform as I'm going through things in life, whether it be good, bad, indifferent, I believe that I have a responsibility to share without obviously oversharing and without obviously going into too much personal details. I do believe I have an obligation to share in an effort to encourage and inspire and empower and motivate, because those are all the things that Sis Wings was creating to do and to be for the Black woman, period. So as a business owner and as a content creator, it is important for me to be consistent with my posting, right? With creating content, with posting the content, and with doing all the things that I need to do to make sure that I am staying on top of what I need to stay on top of. But at the same time, I have to be very real with myself in understanding that I am also human, and sometimes I do need to take a step back to deal with whatever it may be at the time, because I'm not a robot. I can't just keep going and going and going. I'm not a robot, and I do need to take time when things feel off to reset, to recalibrate, and then go again. So like I said, the last few days I've been feeling a little off, right? There's some things that kind of been triggering me, and I've just been feeling off. Just, that's all I'm going to say about that. The space that I was in when I was dealing with this moderately severe depression is a space that I don't ever want to experience again in this lifetime, ever. So I am being very intentional about practicing self-awareness, being self-aware, and understanding the triggers and understanding what this feels like when it starts to come on, and putting certain mechanisms in place to deal with those triggers so that I don't fall back into that dark space, because again, I don't want to ever experience that shit again in this lifetime, ever. So this morning when I woke up, I made the very conscious and intentional decision to not allow my feelings and my emotions to get the best of me and to control the way my day is going to go. And so with that, this morning I had to run out to get some transfers for some orders that I need to fill, and I said a prayer on the way to my vendor to get these transfers. And when I said that prayer, my prayer was very specific, it was very intentional, and it was very targeted. And in that prayer I said, God, please settle everything that is causing a disturbance within me right now. I prayed for God to settle the anxiety, settle whatever, everything. I called everything by its name, and I asked God to settle it. I asked God to help me to remember who and whose I am. I asked God to help me to remember who is leading me, who is backing me, who has called me, who has given me set assignments, and to help me, especially in the times like this when I don't feel very motivated, to allow discipline, consistency, and structure to be the foundation that I operate from. And I'm sharing this, like I said before, not with the intention to, put my business out there or be open and, any of that. It is because I know that as people, especially as women and as Black women right now, there's a lot that's going on in our lives. There's a lot of uncertainty. There's a lot of things that's causing ambiguity. There's a lot of things that are making us very anxious. And so I'm sharing this prayer because I recognize that the prayer that I prayed is a prayer that can be prayed for anyone that's dealing with anything that has them feeling unsettled. So, sis, auntie, queen, whoever you are, this is my encouragement to you today to pray this prayer. Whatever it is, whatever has you feeling unsettled, whatever is causing anxiety, fear, doubt, worry, whatever it is, I want you to go to God and I want you to call that thing by its name, and I want you to ask God to settle it. Whatever is causing disturbance for you, just ask God to settle it. Because after I prayed my prayer, I felt a lift. There was an ease. There was, I don't know. Actually, I do know. It's the comfort that comes with calling on God. And that's really what it was. Because when I prayed that prayer and I released what I needed to release, I felt a lot better. And with that, I also want to encourage anybody that's watching this video to keep it pretty, private, and pushing. This is the short that I'm wearing today. You can't really see it because I'm wearing my seatbelt, safety first. But keep it pretty, private, and pushing. I wore this short today, not planned, this was not a planned outfit. I wore this short today because I didn't feel like dressing up. I didn't feel like taking my head tie off. And as you can see, I'm wearing my leopard head tie. And I had some black leggings on, and I wanted to put on something that would bring out the colors of the head tie or in the head tie as well. And so I found this short because there's brown and there's white and cream in here as well. And it just ended up being so on brand for today and for what I've been dealing with and for this message that I've been called and inspired to share. So I want you to remember to keep it pretty. Don't allow anything that you are dealing with to cause you to avoid taking care of yourself. Keep it pretty always. Keep it private, because what people don't know, they can't target, they can't attack, they can't plot against. Keep it private. Everything doesn't have to be shared. Not every smiling face is genuine, and not everybody that you think is for you is really for you. Keep that shit private. Lock it down. Everybody doesn't need to know what you have going on. And keep it pushing. Don't wake up every day just going with the flow and winging it. Have a plan. Stay consistent. Establish goals. Whatever those goals, dreams, aspirations are, you need to not just have them as goals and dreams and aspirations, but actually put some motion behind those things. Set timelines, realistic goals. Like, keep it pushing. Motion, action. Keep going. Make yourself proud. Make your family proud. Make your children proud. Do it most importantly for you, but don't stop moving. Don't stop pushing. Don't stop when it comes to putting motion behind the things you said you would do. And with that, sis, I wish you a sis wins kind of day.